Hello and good morning, it's me Freddy, and today I want to composite everything together. I was rendering our scene this night, and this is what we have got from the rendering. Here we see the normal rendering. So this is what Cinema 4D was rendering out, and you may have noticed in two little mistakes, this one and again later on. I don't know why we had these mistakes, but well, except of the mistakes, the rendering looks quite good. I guess that was the second one. So, and now you will see what it looked like after we did the compositing. It We have a 3D text edit, we have a lens blur edit, and some color grading and correction. So once again, to compare it, on the right side we have the composed version, and on the left side we have the original version. So this is what we are going to do today, fixing the problems, make it look a little bit better, and I hope you enjoy. We have almost 3000 elements, but that's okay, because that's how it is when you use the multipass rendering, I guess. And we have an After Effects file, .aec. At least you should have one. If you don't have it, you can still go in Cinema 4D under the Save tab and say save project as After Effects file, and then you should have it as well. However, if you want to use this After Effects file, you need to download it as a plugin from Maxon. So you can find it on the Maxon site if you just go type in plugins and then click on plugins. Here you find all the After Effects plugins for your versions, and then you should be fine to go. I will open After Effects, and then we will start compositing it together. For some reason I found out that I got some render mistakes. I have no idea why they occurred. I hope you don't have any of them, but it shouldn't be a problem for us. So now that was wrong. We just need to drag and drop in our .aec file, and we get all our nice folders, including all the multipass renderings stuff and including all our special passes. I even made a motion pass. I was playing around with it, but I will show you what you could use it for later. And we have a plane which we will see soon. So if we double click on the tutorial composition, we will see that we have everything included, but however it does not look like it looked in Cinema 4D, and that's because of the linear color space. Our images are in linear color space, and we need to work in linear color space as we did in Cinema 4D. We can do it by, I'm sorry that it's in German again, just go to File, I guess, Project Settings, and then you need to adjust your color space to the sRGB, because that was what we used for rendering, if you remember. But we need to linearize our workspace by checking this box. Now hit OK, and the colors should be okay. So, and the very first thing is I want to show you why we actually did use multipass rendering. So I'll hide the plane for now. What we have are some different passes. We have, for example, the reflection pass, which does not show anything. You can click here to make it solo. We have the reflection path, which does not show anything. We have the ambient occlusion path, which shows us some ambient occlusion shadows. If you click T on your keyboard, you can adjust the transparency, and as you can see, we can adjust the transparency of the ambient occlusion, so we can make the ambient occlusion stronger or less stronger, how we want to have it. Then we have the ambient effect, which is the background and the global lighting. So if we change this, we can change the global lighting, which kind of is what we could have made with global illumination. So our ambient effect gives us some global lighting, and as we change this, you can see the background is getting dark, which is not good actually, but everything else is also getting a little bit darker. So could play around with this. Then we have all our lights separated. We only had one light, but we can adjust our light. So if we turn it off, we have just the ambient light, because that's all we have left on lights in our scene, and we can adjust how strong the one light we used should be. That's really cool, and if you have more lights in your scene, you really can adjust the lights, and that's really cool. And yes, you notice this plane. This is exactly the plane we had in After Effects, I'm sorry, in Cinema 4D, but now it's green, 1 point, and it's in 3D space. All the other confusing wires, actually they are our cameras. And because we have all our cameras in here, we can use this 3D information and, well, do whatever we want with it. We want to add some other stuff. For example, this is a part where we have our render mistake I found. I don't know why this happened, and it's just for, I don't know, 2 frames. 1, 2, yes, and then it's okay again. So I have absolutely no idea why he is doing this, but what I can do, and I will do, is under special passes you will find the original rendering, which is the normal Cinema 4D rendering. Oh, see, we also have some mistakes here. I guess these are the 2 frames where we had our mistake. I don't know why. I will just drag this in, put it above the plane, and I want to cut out the part where we used our special camera settings anyway, because we don't want to get problems with our depth map. I will show you in a while. You can click Ctrl-Shift-D to make a cut, then go to the part where the next cut comes in. It's here. Click again, Ctrl-Shift-D, and now I will delete the first and then the stuff behind it. So now I have my original rendering here, and you notice this black piece, it's the plane. I will hide it for now. And yes, so here's our character. We will try to fix this little problem, at least I will try to fix it. Just wait a second. Okay, I'm back. I found a way to kind of fix it. I'm not trying to explain it because I don't even know myself what I have done. I tried to interpolate the pic, the last pic, which was okay, to the next picture, which was okay, and the two pictures which were messed up, I deleted, as you can see, the 2-frame space here. And by using a time compressing effect, it's this effect. Oh, this effect. Yes, this effect. I could interpolate some pictures, and well, we will leave it for now. Okay, now with this part fixed here, at least kind of fixed, I want to add some blurry effect to the scene. So let's go and look for I don't know, for example, this picture. We made our depth map, if you remember it. Double click on it and you will see it in a single window. And there you see everything which is sharp is white, actually. And in our particular scene, which we just cut it off and fixed the little problem here, in this scene we would have to change the blur effect anyway. That's why I wanted to fix it by using the original rendering, so we don't need to invert the depth map here. And yes, so to adjust a little bit of blur effect, we need to put our depth map in. Let's put it under the fixed composition, which is this little part here, and then we need a new adjustment layer. So click on here, and if you click I don't know the short key in English because you don't have the letter U, I guess, but if I click on U I will get a bigger window of this. You don't need it actually. And I will drag down this under my depth map. I will call the depth map, and then I will call my adjustment layer blur. Okay, now I'm clicking U again, and I will select difference luma map for depth map, which means that this adjustment layer is any effects I put on my adjustment layer will affect all the layers which are below the adjustment layer, but the adjustment layer will only affect those parts which are white on our depth map, which means sorry, it will only affect the parts which are black, and the more white it gets, the less the effect will be used on it. So this means if we go back to our composition and I add a blurry effect to our adjustment layer, what I will do now, add field blur, enable this and make this to 2.5. Oh no, 2.5. Yes. And now you have a little bit of blur in the background. I guess that looks fine. Now we have here a little bit blur, not really a lot here, but this is still the original rendering with our little fixed part. This is not good. Then I need to fix it on another way. So what I am going to do is I make a composition out of our depth map, which is you can use Ctrl+Shift+C or go to layer, make another composition, and I will call it depth comp, hit enter and double click it. So what we need to do, the problem is we have black, everything which is black will be blurry, and we don't want this part to be blurry, so we will just invert the depth map. At least we will invert this very first part. So again, click at the cut, click Ctrl Shift D to cut it. Then we have our piece which needs to be inverted. I will do it by adding a colorama effect and go to output cycle, say negative. Now we have inverted our depth map, as you can see, because now we don't have the issue anymore. Now we have a little bit of blur at the corners, but that's okay. It even looks kinda cool. And here we go. So now that we fix this and we add a little bit of blur effect in the background, what we want to do is make some color correction to it. First, make some basic color correction to make the scene look even better. I will make a new adjustment layer, call it CC underscore CG for color correction and color grading, or just color grading, or whatever you want to call it. And I will place it right above the fix composition. And now each effect we put on this layer, on this adjustment layer, will affect all the layers below. So first of all, I'm going to need the curves effect, because this is a nice effect. You can do pretty cool stuff with it. We can adjust the curves, give it more gamma, more contrast or less contrast. I want to make it a little bit brighter, so I will adjust the curve like this. Then I can give it a little bit more contrast by adding a point just by clicking here. Now we have it doesn't even look better. So let's change it to this. Yes, that looks better. It's a little bit brighter, but the shadows are not so much brighter. Then we could even adjust the color channels, like the red channel, make it look more red or less red. And I want to make it look a little bit less red. Okay, then I want to put the saturation down, put it down to -10 for example, or maybe -7, because low saturation always gives you a little bit of movie feeling. And then I'm going to actually make the picture a little bit bad, because in a real camera you will always have some kind of noise, and that's why I will add a little bit of noise to the scene. You don't even really see. Oh yes, you see it. That's too much. Make it to 2, and this will add a little bit of noise to our scene. Okay, that's still much. Let's say 1.5. Yes, now we have a little bit of noise in our scene, which makes it look a little bit more realistic. Guess that's fine already. Now I want to finalize. So this is what I call color correction, and now I'm going to make color grading. So something that would be nice would be some glow effect. I'm just trying to think how we could add a glow effect. Oh, come on. Oh, I could save it, by the way, before it starts crashing. So let's hit save. Save it as comp.tut. And now go add a... Let's try the Star Glow plugin. That looks weird, but I guess we have some other adjustments. Scope, what do we have? Dot, different, down a little bit, make it to 0.5 maybe. Yeah, that adds a little bit of glow effect to our scene. The boost light will make it a little bit brighter. Then what can we do here? It's just playing around with the effects. Say I don't want it to be so yellow and want it to be more red. I think if I change this color it will be a little bit more red. Well, at least I thought it could be more red. If I change it here, oh yes, it's becoming a little bit more what I want. Let's make this to 1 actually, because the blur effect is still very strong. I want to make it more orange, so where do I have to change the color? Try change this orange. No, don't think that much has changed. Try changing this to more orange. Change it to blue. Oh, okay, yes, that's the right color. So make it a little bit orange because the sun is going down. Make it even more red. A little bit stronger, 1.4. Now we get some kind of glow effect to it, which makes it look a little bit cooler already. What? Oh, and you see this nice glow effect on the corner. That looks really cool. I think it looks cool. Okay, let's make a new color layer. Make it black. So yes, okay. Drag it all the way down, even above our adjustment layer. And then I will make a mask, ellipse, click in the middle, make a mask, then click Control and make it even bigger, so like that, because I want the corners to be a little bit darkened. If you use a real camera it will always be a little bit darkened. At the end I have this mask, then I go under my mask properties and well, make it very blurry. Then I need of course to subtract, not add the mask, and what we see now is a little bit of black coming in from the outside. That's what I wanted. I still can adjust it a little bit, make it 50% so it's not so strong. Now we have a little bit of black coming in, just slightly. The mask is still a little bit too blurry, so let's make it less blurry, or just use this parameter to let it go more inside or more outside. Oh, wrong direction. Positive. So now it's really just at the corners, getting slightly darker. Next thing I could change is just for fun, I will add you know, a normal objective will kind of distort the image. If I use this effect, nothing is changing. Why not? Oh, now it's changing. So if you use a normal lens, it would be changed in the opposite direction, like this. So not that extreme, but at least a little bit. That's what a normal camera lens would do. Normally you use this effect to correct this this mistake by the objective, but I'm using this effect to make the mistake actually, because I want to make it look a little bit more realistic. Let's make it 25 maybe. Yes, we have a slight effect here, and that's good. Now I want to show you one last thing, and this is our object path. You remember we made an object path for our character, which allows us to, well, color correct him, and only him. So I will put this layer in here and call it char for character CC color correction. Then I will add another adjustment layer and put it right below the char CC. I will call this lens black, lens B for lens black. Call this CC char, and now of course select Luma Matte CC. So now everything we adjust to this layer will only affect our character, and I want him to be be seen a little bit better, so that he comes out of the movie. I could give him more gamma, but okay, don't overact. I will give him a little bit more contrast. Say so, make this nice little curve that he has a little bit more contrast. Then I will add another effect, make him a little bit brighter than the rest, so you see him better. Yes, so maybe just not that's too much, because we are working in 8-bit color space. You don't have so much color correction opportunities, because it will look bad after that. So I made him a little bit brighter, and now I want to saturate him a little bit more. So go to saturation and put it up to say 10. He should come a little bit out of the image, and we see him slightly better. So if I disable this, we'll notice just him, he looks a little bit different. He kind of sticks out of the image, and that's what I wanted. So nice. Here he comes. I'm sorry I did not make facial animations, I forgot it. And oh yeah, we're still not done. I wanted to use the light we have here. There is a cool effect. I will make a new null, oh I'm sorry, not null object. I will make a new color layer, make it black, call it flare, and I'm sure most of you will have optical flares. If not, maybe you have in the null light factory. If not, then just ignore this part. So, but what you can do is you can add a flare exactly on this light. So if you have any lights in your 3D scene, the lights will be exported if you don't say no to it. And then you can just add your lights and make them look better with optical flares. So I need to say source type track lights, and then it is tracking my lights, and now we can see my optical flare is exactly at the position of the light in 3D space. Just need to say multiply negative, and now the light is being displayed correctly. It's a little bit stupid because the background is so white already that you don't really see anything, but I just wanted to show you, and I will use another light preset. Let's take a nice sun, real sun, yes, so why not real sun? Make it a little bit more orange because sun is going down, a little bit more red, and say okay. Now we have light. You don't see a lot of changing, you don't even see the light actually, but it's there. Here you can see some optical stuff. Okay, so now that we have this, the last thing I just wanted to show you is, I almost forgot about it, we have our plane, if you remember, And what you can do with this plane is you could add a text layer or whatever you want to add. Let's add a text layer and make it 3D by clicking here. You can change the mode and then click on this little icon or make right click and say 3D layer, and then I will add a text. Let's add the where is my text? It's somewhere. First of all, I need to parent it to the position of the layer. So how can I do this? I will go to position and to position here. Then if you hold Alt and click on the keyframe, maybe go to the first frame, hold Alt, click on the keyframe, and then hold Alt and click on this keyframe, and now you can just use this expression, drag it on here, and now our text layer should be exactly at the point of where the plane is. So if I write something in here, say I write, yeah, almost done, you can see the text. So I will hide the layer because I don't need it, and let's make the text like the anchor point. Yes, I will make the text move a little bit more here, so it's better. And now I can adjust my text here. Oh, where is it? Zeichen, yeah. So make it bigger. And that looks funny already. Make the Minecraft font, of course, and make it even more moving in X direction. So then maybe don't make it that big, say 50 is okay, maybe 60. Yes, that's fine. And now we placed a 3D text in well, actually it's a 2D text in 3D space, which is moving exactly as we want it. You don't see it here. You see it here a little bit. It's even moving with the camera. What you could do is go to the material options and say that it is not affected by any lights. Oh sorry, not affected by any lights. So now we still see the text object, and it's oh, I guess I know why we don't see it here. No, I actually, oh yes, oh, I'm sorry. Need to put the text above our fixed layer. Now we see it here. Yes, and now that we have our stupid text in here, let's say, because I don't want to draw masks here, I will just use the text here at this cut. So what I'm going to do is find the frame where it starts. It's here, and now I'm going to trim the text down so that it just starts here. Now we don't have the text here anymore, but we have it here suddenly. Of course now I need to make it a little bit smaller, and I need to move it almost done. Yeah, almost done. Make it a little bit 26. Oh, sorry. Make it 26 in size, or even 24, and then move it just a little bit more. Oh, not so much. Set it to 0. Okay, let's set it to 10. That should be fine. Yes, that's fine. So now we have some 3D text in here, and I noticed that I was too stupid to write yeah, almost done. So let's correct it here, almost done. And of course this should be not one, should be this. Now we have 3D text integrated. We managed to use our multipass rendering. We even fixed some problems. I think we did a lot of stuff, and I hope you could follow somehow. So this is the finished animation, I guess. I will render it out, and sorry, I forgot one last thing. One very important thing. It's the motion blur. So I will add another adjustment layer right above everything. So just, okay, let's say right under the lens, and call it motion blur. And if you have the effect, you can use revision plugins RSMB Pro. This will add some motion blur to our scene, and that's good. So if we look at, I don't know, a part where he's moving fast, yeah, you see it on his leg, he's moving and it's getting blurry. That's good. You could make the calculation faster if you use the vector effect. I did render out the vector path, but it's a little bit buggy, that's why I don't want to use it. The background shouldn't be black, it should be this kind of yellow, and that's why it's a little bit messed up, and you could fix it, but I'm too lazy. I will use the regular motion blur calculation. Okay, now we are done, and I will render it out. I say thank you for watching, if you watched it until now.